In this video, I'm going to be talking about social media marketing for goldsmiths and jewelry shops. In specific, how social media marketing feeds ads, paid advertising. The reason I can talk about this is that I have run over 1,000 ads that kind of look like these sort of tabloid style ads, gossip tabloid style ads to get these amounts of leads. So for those who don't know what leads are, for those goldsmith shops, shop owners and jewelry shop owners who don't know what leads are, these are just people who saw these ads on the Facebook feed. So they were browsing on Facebook, they were just scrolling on Instagram on Facebook, and they are absolute strangers in your local area that have never walked into your shop, don't know who you are, but they saw these ads promoting your business, promoting your products, promoting your jewelry, and they say, I want exactly that. So they clicked on your ad, gave you their contact info, and these are all leads. So these are the leads. So we have a campaign that generated us 289 leads, another one that generated 172 leads. So we got a bunch of those campaigns that generated a bunch of leads throughout time. So that is why I want to talk about social media marketing and how it feed these sort of ads, um, so that you actually don't have to waste money on it. So you just can know what works and then put them on. Let's get into the video. So I used to be the guy that normally used to say is just make ads, don't make content at all. The thing is that when I had to, so for example, we worked with a guy that did not want these sort of ads to be shown as his ad, right? He just didn't like, and I told him like, these are the leads that we got from these ads. Like they're good, but he just didn't want them, right? So what we did was we grabbed his best performing organic content, so his best performing posts, whether they were reels or just photos, and we ran them as ads. Obviously, we put a hook and a CTA on it. We ran the copy, we created a headline, all that, created the funnel, and it worked better than these sort of tabloid style. So that's kind of, and that started to change my mind a little bit. So what we started to do is using Instagram and Facebook posts as a free testing lab. What does that mean? We just posted a bunch of stuff on Instagram and Facebook, see which worked best, and then use those as our paid advert. Now, the reason we don't just do organic is that to do organic, to get customers from organic, you would have to have a bunch of followers and a bunch of leads generated from that organic content so that you can DM and have booking, get them to book a in-person appointment in your goldsmith shop or in your jewelry shop so that you can actually sell them jewelry. But you need a bunch of those. You need thousands. So when I worked as a appointment setter, I used to get 300 new leads every 4 days or something like that, which I could just get them to book an appointment. Most goldsmiths don't have 300 leads every 3 days, every 4 days, so that they can book an appointment, right? Most of them have maybe 1,000. There are obviously that 1% that have no, right? But we're not really talking about that 1%. We're talking about most other goldsmith shops and jewelry shops, right? They have maybe at most 1,000, maybe two, maybe even 5,000, but that's going to be good for about 3 weeks. And then you're off lease. You're done. You work them all, right? So that's why we use ads to generate leads, right? Strangers who saw your ads, who gave you their contact info that now you can contact and turn them into booked appointments who actually walk into your shop, buy your jewelry and become customers, right? We are using Instagram and Facebook as a testing lab. So these are the metric that we track so that we can grab those and put them into. One is shares. So if you have a bunch of posts and one of those posts got shared the most amount, that is one of the things that we put in our category of this could be an ad, right? We could make this an ad. Another one is saves. And the number three, most important one is conversions. If you made a post and someone commented on that post and actually became a customer, gold, we use that, right? So those are the three metrics that we use. Shares, saves, and conversion. Use that if you guys want. This is basically how we turn organic, completely free organic posts into paid ads. I'll just show you one of the things that a big jewelry shop and watch shop uses. So for example, this shop, well, it's not a shop, it's a multinational corporation at this point, but they use the same thing, right? So they have a bunch of posts. I think they have like maybe 120 something million followers on Instagram, right? So even them, they don't need to advertise, right? They could just DM people, but they do. They advertise. So you should advertise. The biggest ones are doing it. It works. So what they do is they make a bunch of posts I think they have, I don't know, 6,000 posts or something like that. An enormous amount of posts. And then the posts that work the best for the products, they start advertising on Facebook. So this is paid. This is free. This is all of this is organic. All of this is organic. All of this is paid. So these are some of the things that strangers who have never heard of this business before see on their phone while they're scrolling, right? Then they see a beautiful piece and then they click, become a customer, walk into the shop, or obviously buy, but in their case, buy from their web shop, right? What we are going to do is basically the same. So for example, in this one here, you have one post and then that was converted into an ad. Now, this is not the specific ad that they converted it, but you can give it to, you can get an idea of how they are using organic to feed ads, right? They're just posting their products, a bunch of them, seeing which work best with the best engagement, grab those, turn them into it. And that's basically the process. We have seen that this lowers ad costs. So for example, if you were getting leads for maybe $40, which is high, we saw that, for example, we got on average a lead for like, let's say $38, right? Which was in Swedish krona was like 380 Swedish krona. And then we got them down to like 200, so like 20 bucks, 20 US dollars. So 200 krona, right? So we started doing this, like we built a machine that posts a bunch of organic content. We saw which worked. We grabbed those, put it on ads. We duplicated the winners, cut the losers, and we just did that again and again and again. Super boring, super repetitive. It lowers ad cost, right? It gets more lead, which is the whole point. Because, for example, we want to be able to set the scene in your head. You walk into your shop, your goldsmith shop, your jeweler shop on Monday, and you have no one who walks in. Shitty place to be. You walk in onto your jewelry shop on Monday and you have 200 people in your cell phone that want to buy your jewelry, have already given you their contact info, and the automation has already contacted them within 60 seconds. You can just call them and confirm their book. Like 200 people, 78 people, 72 people. Like this is a bunch of people that you can just call that will walk in that day. So that's the whole point, of get more people to walk into your shop. Now, the thing is that it also builds social proof, because most people don't just click the ad, give you their contact info, book an appointment, see nothing else of you, and then walk into your shop. That doesn't happen. What normally happens is that they see your ad, love it, because obviously the organic has already been tested. They love it. They click on your ad. They give you their contact info because we're giving them a free offer, right? So they give you their contact info so that they can get a free offer. And then what you do is you contact them within 60 seconds to confirm their appointment. After that, they say, yeah, that day, and then they click on your social media, right? On your free social media, and they browse through your posts. That's normally what they do. Your posts are good, they come in. Obviously, you have to remind them. It's work. So this is what you have to do to get customers. That's at least what we have seen. So it builds social proof while it's a completely free testing lab for ads. And that is how we have basically changed our way of running ads, instead of just making completely new ads that are sort of gossip tabloid style ads. We just test them organic, make them into paid ads. Now, by the way, what we do is, I'll just give you a sneak peek. Right. So we grab an organic post and then we cut the first minute or so. We cut the first like 5 seconds, right? The first part of the ad, because this, we want to turn that into a hook. And then in the last part of it, we just add a CTA, right? This is a call to action. This gives the lead the instructions of what exactly to do, which is normally just give us your contact info so that we can send you. So that's what we do. First part, cut the first part if it doesn't have a hook. So most of the times, goldsmith shops and jewelry shops have on their post visual hooks. So we actually don't have to cut out the first couple of seconds if it's a video. Even if it's a photo, it's a visual if you have a good. So you always have to have a hook, whether it's a visual hook, whether it's a verbal hook, whether it's a sound hook, something that just stops people from scrolling. And the beautiful thing about organic is that you can just test that for free, right? Instead of wasting one. Hope this video was valuable. If you want to learn exactly how to do this and turn basically this sort of organic posts into paid ads, then click the link in the description of this video and I will teach you click by